Welcome to Biology Made Easy. Today we are looking at oxidative phosphorylation. Now, note there is oxidative phosphorylation. This takes place in the inner membrane of the mitochondrion and it involves the electron transport system. Now, in oxidative phosphorylation, oxygen is used to break down glucose and to produce a lot of ATPs because of the electron transport system. Now, oxidative phosphorylation takes place in the inner membrane of the mitochondrion. During the process of oxidative phosphorylation, reduced NAD and reduced fat, which are hydrogen carriers, from aerobic respiration, mainly from the Krebs cycle, produces a lot of hydrogens. Hydrogen is produced when a metabolite loses hydrogen and is oxidized by dehydrogenation. The NAD takes the hydrogen and becomes reduced NAD. Fat also takes hydrogen along and becomes reduced fat. Now, this reduced NAD carries the hydrogen to the electron transport system and it releases the hydrogen as it gets oxidized. Hydrogen is released and you form protons or hydrogen ion. So hydrogen is released as proton or hydrogen ions and electrons. Now, fat also releases hydrogen as protons and electrons. Now, all these molecules in the electron transport system, either organized molecules release electrons, and as we said in our first lesson, as electrons are released and electrons are taken over by other molecules, energy is produced, and the energy that is produced is used to form ATPs along the line. So as the redox reaction go on from one molecule to another molecule, in the complex of molecules in the electron system, ATP is being produced. And the electrons, as they move from molecule to molecule and ATP is produced, the electrons lose energy, and finally, oxygen is released from cytochrome oxidase, combining with electrons and protons or hydrogen ions. In the matrix, water is formed. Now, this process is the electron transport chain process. Now, when reduced NAD gives off this hydrogen in the electron transport system, it gives off the hydrogen as a proton or hydrogen ion and electrons. The hydrogen ions are pumped from the inner membrane into the intermembrane space. So, hydrogen ions from fat are pumped through protein carriers into the membrane space. Now, the protons in the membrane space increases in concentration more than inside. So a concentration gradient of hydrogen is formed and the hydrogen ions flow through the ATP synthase. That's the ATP synthase. It doubles as a molecule protein that transports hydrogen and also as an enzyme. So as the hydrogen ions or protons flow through by phosphorylated diffusion, energy is produced. The energy is used to build ATPs from ADP plus inorganic phosphate to form ATPs. Then the hydrogen ions are pushed into the matrix. The ATPs are formed in the matrix. Now this process where the hydrogen ions are pushed into the intermembrane space and flows through the ATP synthase to form ATPs and hydrogen ions is known as chemiosmosis. Now the whole process from the beginning, electron transport chain and chemiosmosis, forms the oxidative phosphorylation process. And this process produces so much ATPs. Some scientists put it as 34 ATPs, others 36, and others 38 ATP. So this is where we end for today. If the lessons have been useful, please give us your likes and do subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.